So St George's Park then is 330 acres in size, but only about 130 are in use at the minute, so that gives you the idea of the potential for expansion. 3 or 4 years ago we published a 10-year master plan, more pitches, more car parking, more spectator areas. We've been awarded this as one of the bases for next year's UEFA Under-17 Championships in this country.
Most impressive thing that I saw was probably the gym. There's a lot of expensive equipment going on there.
The performance facilities are a huge part here at St George's and represent under one roof a world-class sports medicine, human performance and rehabilitation facility. Cover about 25,000 square feet in this building and include the areas of physiotherapy, hydrotherapy, human performance, rehabilitation and strength and conditioning. I mentioned the PFA have got offices here. They've got a residential rehabilitation scheme whereby injured professional players can come here for periods of free treatment recovering from injuries since we opened in October 2012. Very high-tech equipment in here provided by Technogym, one of the main partners, memory sticks with personal programmes on a lot of the machinery. Never very busy in here at once. The footballers usually come up in the afternoons after training in the morning. Was a bit different with the rugby players when they were here though. Argentina, for example, were eating 6,000 calories a day up at the hotel, training on the pitches in the morning, then having something like 4 hours in here daily in the afternoon and making the weights look easy. So there's the difference in physicalities. This is the dressing room used by England when they're here and the other elite teams. So very similar to Wembley Stadium, this dressing room, and the concept behind that, familiarity with the surroundings when England moved from here to Wembley, like the pitch, which I'll explain a bit later on. Plasmas hardwired so they can see what they've been doing on the training pitches. Ice baths in this section which reduce the lactic acid in the muscles. All the changing rooms here are unisex, no urinals, communal showers and individual showers in this area as well. And the concept behind the horseshoe effect is also deliberate. Theoretically, it's supposed to make all the players feel inclusive in the process rather than being tucked away behind corners. That's varied with different England teams that come here. When Roy Hodgson was manager, that area was left free for him and his coaches with the players on the other 3 sides. Gareth generally leaves this area free now, so it usually starts with Joe Hart in there, goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards on the other 3 sides.
Something that stuck out the most was kind of knowing that I'm walking in the same area and using the same facilities as some of the actual England football players. That kind of makes me a bit starstruck a bit. Also seeing the signatures on the wall, just the aura of the place, yeah.
Autograph wall then, a lot of familiar names on here. First person to sign it, the year gives a clue, 66. First hat-trick in the World Cup final, of course. That panel there, signed fairly recently by the England senior ladies squad, been very successful. Former manager Mark Sampson there, captain Steph Horton, honoured in the New Year Awards a couple of years ago, and striker Tony Duggan recently transferred from Manchester City to Barcelona. They're the 2 ladies on the dugouts, obviously bronze medal in last time's World Cup and semi-final in this year's Euros. So, Paul Merson, Didi Hamann, ex-England captain Jimmy Armfield, George Burley, Didier Drogba here with Chelsea a few years ago, Frank Lampard, ex-manager Roy Hodgson, ex-Prime Minister David Cameron, who saw the team off to Miami and Brazil for the last World Cup, Michael Carrick, Ray Lewington, Hodgson's assistant, referee Howard Webb, Joe Hart, Phil Jagielka, Leighton Baines, Terry Butcher, Ricardo Carvalho, Radamel Falcao, here with Monaco a few years ago with manager Claudio Ranieri, title winner at Leicester of course, record goal scorer Wayne Rooney, Emil Heskey, Michael Johnson, the American Olympic sprinter, I'll tell you more about him a bit later on, Michael Owen, Stephen Gerrard, Andy Carroll, Tom Eaton, Ashley Cole, another ex-manager signed on his first day of 67 in charge.
I was born in '92.
Sam Allardyce. Stephen Redgrave, Dame Kelly Holmes, David Moyes, Brendan Rodgers, Burnt manager Nigel Clough, decathlete Daley Thompson, Duke of Cambridge Prince William, who saw the ladies team off to Canada for the last World Cup, Jamie Redknapp, David Beckham, David Seaman, Andy Cole, current manager Gareth Southgate up there as well. Panel on the end here, a lot of Monaco, Benfica, Porto signatures from pre-seasons. A few Chelsea amongst them there as well. So goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, Diego Costa, Ivanovic, Ramirez, Oscar, Cesc Fabregas, John Obi Mikel, Remy, Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho. Gary Lineker there as well. That's Mourinho, yeah. Gary Lineker there as well, and Andy Murray, recent signatory as well. And the panel in the middle, apart from Peter Beardsley, who signed it a few weeks ago when he was here with Newcastle under 23s. We had Barcelona here for a week after the last World Cup in July 2014. So although there was no Messi, Neymar, Dani Alves, Mascherano, they were still on holiday after reaching the latter stages. Suarez was of course banned after biting in the World Cup, although he just signed for him. We still had their new manager at the time, Luis Enrique, Gerard Piqué, the midfield Croatian Ivan Rakitic, Pedro now at Chelsea, Rafinha, Jordi Alba, vice-captain Sergio Busquets, Sandro, Jeremy Matthews, Sergio Roberto, Montoya, two goalkeepers, current number one ter Stegen and Claudio Bravo now at Manchester City. The midfield legend who left them about 3 or 4 years ago, Xavi, and his midfield partner, current Barcelona captain and scorer of the winning goal in the 2010 World Cup final, Andres Iniesta. So still some great players here. They didn't come back the following year, it didn't fit in with the plans, but they did return just over a year ago, July 2016, and two of those absent players were here. So just to complete the set, Luis Suarez and arguably the world's best footballer, Lionel Messi.
St George's is an amazing place actually. It's good to know that we're training in the same facilities that other people, like world-class players, have used in the past. Like you saw the signatures out there, Lionel Messi, amazing players have trained here.
The most impressive thing had to be the indoor football pitch. I've never seen anything like that. It was like the size of an aircraft hangar, but just top draw stuff.
I used to be able to say this is the only full-sized indoor artificial pitch in the country. Manchester City and Chelsea have now got them as well. Biggest pitch on the complex, something like 120 by 75 yards. Cost £1 million, and it's elite Deso fibre, 50 mil. Brushed regularly with machinery to maintain the quality. Has to go through an annual stringent audit by FIFA to retain its grading. Its grading is FIFA 2-star as well as UEFA B and C approved, and the FIFA 2-star grading means that this surface is good enough to play professional football matches on. The way the ball reacts, you wouldn't know it wasn't grass really. Some of you'll probably remember the first artificial pitches in the country, Oldham, Luton, QPR. The bounce on the ball, ridiculously high. Doesn't happen on here, something like 200 tonnes of compressed rubber beneath the surface that controls the bounce. We do water it to get the zip on the ball, particularly for the professional clubs. The local club just down the road, 3-4 miles away, Burton Albion, this is their training headquarters. They're here most days. They've been here 4 years and got 2 promotions, which can't be coincidence. So they spend time in here, particularly in the bad weather. The footwear, what's not conducive on this surface, metal studs, the blade boot and flat training shoes. And this was awarded the best maintained artificial pitch in the country a couple of years ago.
I think it was a really good experience. I'd say it's a once in a lifetime because not many people get to come all the way up to Burton to visit, see these facilities and see the extent of the amount of money they put into this.
Okay then, so this is the England Wembley replica training pitch. You probably saw on television last Monday, renamed the Sir Bobby Charlton pitch, coincided with his 80th birthday this week, so recent addition to pitch naming there. So this is the pitch that England trained on last week. England always train on this pitch when they're here. Not used exclusively for them. The under-20s are playing Czech Republic on this pitch on Tuesday afternoon. And this pitch is exactly the same size, shape and surface as Wembley Stadium. And the concept behind that, familiarity with the surroundings when England moved from here to Wembley. A lot of these pitches have been attributed now to the increasing levels of ACL, cruciate ligament injuries that are happening. I know Arsenal are a prime example. I had a fair share of those. Got these pitches all over the complex at Colney and at the Emirates. And the problem is, with players being more athletic than ever, running quicker than ever, the problem is deceleration and no give in these pitches now, but I don't think we'll go back to the days of ankle-deep mud, will we?
There's a lot more that's going on here that you don't expect, like working with disabled kids, which I thought was cool. The indoor pitch, as everyone said, was quality. Running track and the level of the quality on the outside pitches as well.
I hope you found that useful and informative. You're going to head back to your dressing room now, ready for your session this afternoon. Just for me to say, enjoy the rest of your day at St George's. If you've got any free time, by all means, have a look around the hotel. Well worth it.
The best part was playing. At first, a couple of the lads were kind of disappointed about the pitch we was playing on because we had a really nice one just behind it. But No, it was a good pitch. It was really enjoyable. I thought I played well.
As I was saying, chaps, I keep stopping and starting there. Good habits, chaps. You've got to learn to win games. This is no different from us playing on a Thursday night. We're 2-3-0 up, and then we mess about and we end up winning 3-2. That happened the other week. Good habits. What you do here is what you take into good practice. And that's what I'm saying, learn to win games.
First, we had to get into them because I think the facilities actually got into their head. Some of them thought they were actually Pele. After a while, we sorted it out and got it back down to 2 chaps from playing basic football, which we're actually quite good at, and it got better.
Honestly, if we put the work in, you know, listen to my man here. You know what I mean? He's a proper coach. He knows what he's doing.
What stood out for me was the level of training that Scully put us through. I mean, he taught us to train at the same rate that you play a game, and that's high intensity.
Still room for a lot of improvement, but you know, it's in time. But yeah, it was a very good day. The boys did work hard, to be honest, and it's very positive.
But yeah, so what are you giving the best player then, Claude?
I'm going to give it to this guy.
No, what are you giving it? Wow. He's the best player. Were you giving him yeah, he's the best player. What does he get for that?
Well, he gets a photo with me then.